everybody, and welcome. It is another edition of the Premier Fantasies. It's an interesting edition because there's curveballs coming with us left, right, and centre. The immediate challenge this week is no Friday night game. So those of us with Grealish, or if you've got Wilson or others, no Newcastle, Aston Villa. So that is a challenge for us all. But what's fascinating is what we've got today, because we have got our very good friends from the Lucky Strikers. And in particular, to get them together is incredible. As you can see, OG is in the middle of a round of golf with a couple of guys that Barney and I know, and actually Floplo's met, Jimmy Tao and Onan Kamani. So we're going to let him play his shots. But let's start with you, OG. Great to see you, matey.
Neil, listen, more than that, it's great to see you healthy and well. Yeah, to Flo as well. Listen, just blessings to you guys, eh?
Thanks very much. I mean, she's been more than I have because, you know, with the bypass and stuff, I mean, I was still in shock in terms of it all happening quickly, and I've just been concentrating on recovery. Floplo's got all the stress and strain of having family at home, but we're working our way through it. So thanks very much for your blessings. Barney, your family is growing too. We saw Geordie dancing.
Yeah, he's a much better dancer than me. He really got a bit of rhythm. Must come from the mother's side of the family. Neil, I just want to say, great to be back on the show with you. And hello, nice to see you, Klo. And I know you've got a wonderful wife looking after you, which is fantastic. Yep. You're looking very healthy, and we've missed you. And you know, we all got a bit of a fright when it happened, but I must say, you're looking much better than ever.
Thank you, matey. I'm told it's this Herbalife, but if you guys, yes, either OG or Bonnie, if you could send me something solid, even if it's a divot, I think I might eat it.
And therein lies the problem. You see, the patients are the problem. It's the caregivers that are great, but the patients, not so great. Yeah. Hi guys, it's good to see you again. I've missed the Lucky Strikers. You guys haven't been on the show forever, as in actually together forever. Yeah. So it's nice to see you guys.
Yeah, great. I think we're starting to improve a bit.
Yes, I see that. You are starting to. It's Chelsea. It's because of OG's team Chelsea are hitting their straps. We're going to let OG feel obliged to go hit your shots when you have to. I don't want to incur the wrath of either Owen or Jimmy.
But what I would like to say is that what happened last week, I'm not even going to talk about your positioning at the moment in Premier Fantasies. There are about 112 teams I checked today. Okay. But literally, I'm not going to talk about your positioning as yet. You got 29 points last week. What happened?
Listen, I think last week in general, fantasy football, a lot of us suffered. The last couple of weeks, I mean, you know, some teams have suffered because of players getting COVID and the injuries as well. And I also don't think we made enough transfers on time for us to actually capitalize on getting rid of, you know, the injured and the ill players that we're carrying. But I think we're looking forward to a much better week ahead.
Well, he wasn't alone. I mean, my individual team got 31 points, so I feel your pain. It's quite interesting, Barney, because we were lying 14th or wherever it was, and then you feel like to get into the top 10 you need to do something out of the ordinary. So 2 weeks ago we discussed captaining Grealish, and we captained him at home, and it turned out to be a mistake because although he had a rip-roaring game, you know, he was providing, but he never assisted. And he ended up only getting 2 points because they actually lost the game. In fact, I think he got 1 point, he got a yellow card, and we captained him. So we were pretty miserable for 2 weeks, taking chances with captains. We've had the same, really. I think 1 week we captained Son, and he hasn't been great for 4 weeks. So it goes like that, doesn't it? It's a roller coaster.
Well, I think you need a bit of luck as well in this fantasy league. And when you pick the best player in the field and you don't score too many goals, but he's assisting the whole time, and that's where you don't have any luck. So, yeah, I mean, Grealish has probably been one of the better players in the Premiership this year. Yeah. So I can't fault you for picking him. And if you look at this, I mean, you support Spurs, I support Spurs, OG supports Chelsea. They're the two top sides out there at the moment. So we've got to work out a way to take advantage of that. I mean, I've had a bet on Spurs to win the league at 18-1.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm quite impressed with how Chelsea is playing, OG.
No, I mean, started off with a bit of a wobble, but I think Frank Lampard is definitely getting the side to gel a little bit. Kai Havertz is settling into the team. Timo Werner as well, starting to get the goals. So the squad is beginning to gel, and hopefully they'll carry that form from the Champions League into the Premier League itself. Now we all have to start thinking if we should buy Olivier Giroud after he scored those 4 goals. But you never know if Frank is going to start him or not. So bit of a conundrum there for all of us.
Yeah, and that's a problem we've been discussing with a lot of the top sides is this rotation, and Chelsea is a very good example of that. They've literally got 2 players for every position. So he doesn't need to. I mean, if you look, even the left backs, the right back, he can afford to rest Chilwell if he wants. I think he rested him actually midweek. He didn't play when you won 4-0, and he can rest Reece James. He can. Havertz and Pulisic were out for various reasons. And the worst thing is I hang on to Pulisic for 3 weeks and then lost patience, and now he's back in the team. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, I think this season has been very peculiar in that a lot of the big sides have more players to rotate. Obviously, the effect of COVID on the season and teams having to pull out, and now you've kind of decided at the beginning of the week, this is what I'm going to do with my team, and then you get the news that, oh, by the way, your team's not playing and your players won't be on the field. Over and above that, I believe that Brexit is going to be throwing another curveball to the Premier League from January in terms of transfers. You won't be able to transfer anyone from under 18s, and you're only allowed to transfer 3 under 21.
No, really?
Yeah.
No.
So there's just a lot of things that are just changing the field and making it more difficult for the fantasy Premier League managers, including VAR. Wow, guys!
Aren't you sick of VAR?
I think it's a very good idea and something that's needed in the game. I think it's not being implemented very well. I think that's the issue here, Neil.
Yes.
Very controversial. And there never goes a week that goes by without it being a controversy about VAR. So, in my opinion, good idea, but not being handled very well.
So,
not at all. And now we're getting players actually talking about their dissatisfaction with VAR. So, I mean, that obviously somewhere, somehow, mentally will affect them when they play as well. And the thing is, I mean, there's so much money in football these days that you don't want a league title or a relegation hinging on an incorrect call from the ref. But if you do have the assistance, but it's not implemented properly, I think it just makes it sour for everyone.
Yeah, and the thing is, VAR is actually a human being behind the technology. It's not just, so it still remains subjective. It's supposed to be objective, but it still remains quite subjective. And, when you, as a Premier League manager, let's say Captain Asala, who had a goal disallowed last week, that completely affects your scores and your potential points that you could have scored.
Yeah, very true, very true. I think, we've had a crazy 2020. As Neil said earlier to me, things just keep going because, for Fulham to beat Leicester is highly unlikely, and that goes and happens, Yeah. I think Brighton drew at Liverpool as well last week, which was also a bit of a turn up for the books. Every week we're seeing some big shocks coming out here, and that's probably putting a spanner in the works for many people as well.
My last comment on VAR, and I think we all experience it, when we watch soccer together now and there's a goal scored, okay, nobody jumps off the couch. You don't jump off the couch and say yes, because first you go, okay, let me just wait for 2 minutes. And then by then the euphoria of the goal is gone. So I think it's affecting, it's affecting your enjoyment. You don't leap off the couch because you can't guarantee it. It adds to your disappointment if it's been ruled out. But anyway, we could spend a lot of time about that. Chloe's got a few issues that she wants to talk about in team selections and things.
So first of all, I just want to go through our standings as the panel, as our massive panel, in terms of our team: Stars Aligned, Lucky Strikers, Straight Tinkerers, Klopp, and who am I going to start on? Havertz a Laugh. So Stars Aligned is first, but they're 28th. They've dropped from top 20 down to the 28th spot. Then Havertz a Laugh is 29.
But they're literally 1 or 2 points behind us now.
Yeah, they're 29. 1.
Oh, you mean No, I'm talking about actual points, not positions, points.
Oh, yeah.
They're literally like 1 point or 2 points behind us, so that's very close.
Yeah. Then we have in 55th position the Stretford Tinkerers, which is quite interesting because Gabriel is still in the top 10 of our league at the moment, but his team with Keegan is sitting 55th. And then we've got Klopp at 79th. Look, there's Gabriel going off to play.
Actually, I think Barney's going to analyze his swing. He analyzes his swing. He doesn't know we're analyzing his swing.
He must keep his right knee still.
Yeah, let's have
I'm giving you a good view, guys.
Here's a quick commercial break.
Is this Owen? Is this Owen?
That's OG. Let's have a look.
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad swing.
Not bad.
Not too shabby.
He's a talented golfer.
I think Owen, that was Owen giving us a good view. Owen was giving us a running commentary of your swing.
Well, as I said, now for a quick commercial break with OG Vanessa and his swing. And then lastly, we have you guys at 99 points. Klopp 79.
Yeah, they've got to improve a little bit, but they can do.
So our leader in this game week was someone we've had on the show before. It was Nigel, who got 77 points, but he triple captained Vardy.
That's impressive.
Well, 77 is impressive, but if you think about it, he triple captained Vardy, which was a mistake because Vardy only got 2 points. So he's disappointed that he used his triple captain, and he should have used it on Wilson because I think he got 12 points.
Callum Wilson had 12 points.
Yeah, that would have worked out better for him.
Yeah.
And as a differential player, he was looking like a young snack for football fantasy managers, but now he is literally not playing this week. So that kind of throws a spanner in the works there. Neither is Grealish, who got 10 points last week.
I just hope my wife didn't have any young snacks while I was laid low in hospital. I was a bit worried about this terminology that's going on here.
Neil, you are a young snack.
I am now. Thank you, Barney.
Barney, I thought I was the young snack.
Yes. You're the juvenile snack. Before we move away from golf, I just wanted to, I'm sure Barney will agree with me here. OG, congratulations on your foundation day. I'd love to have played in it, but obviously, I mean, I can't pick up a feather at the moment, never mind a club. But well done, because I saw you had a real great turnout and you raised lots of money and awareness for your foundation and charity.
Yeah, Neil, I mean, listen, we all love this beautiful game of golf, and I think that we need to increase the accessibility of the game. And for me, I figured, listen, if I can help teach kids from townships where I come from and teach them about this game, because there's a lot of great values that you can take out of it. I mean, if one day we do produce a professional player, that will be great, but that's not really the purpose. You want to get kids out there playing and enjoying the sport, and knowing that, you know what, it's not an exclusive sport. It's such an amazing sport. I've met so many great people. I mean, I met Barney on a golf course. So
yes.
So it really does, you know, create great friendships and a lot of other stuff that they can benefit from it. So we really had some amazing support with the golf day, and we're hoping that 2021 will be better. I mean, it's been a tough year for us.
Yeah, statistically, sorry, Boo, statistically, it's very difficult not to meet Barney on a golf course, actually, because he spends a lot of time.
You wouldn't say so about my game, though. I mean, I'm not playing very well.
No, you can still play.
I'm going to have a game. So, Neil, I can't wait for you to get back on the course for us to see that lovely posture of yours.
Well, I let you into a secret. About 2 days before my heart condition suddenly appeared from nowhere, I was taking lessons with Chris Davison. And I'm actually going to send you guys a photograph because you won't believe how he's changed my posture. So he said after about an hour, he said, I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. So he's made me more upright. I've got to be careful now, my stitches don't all shoot out. But you'll be very impressed. So I've attended to my stature a bit.
Well done.
Well done. Your posture needed a lot of work. It really did.
Don't I know it. Listen, Bonnie, what are your predictions for the North London derby?
Listen, I must be honest with you. I mean, Arsenal, did they end up winning last night? I see they were 3-1 up.
4-1.
Yeah.
That was against a team that's not great. I honestly believe that Spurs are going to win this derby. I still don't think Arsenal are up to it. I think they're very, very erratic. I don't see that the guts in that midfield of theirs yet. And I know they're getting better, but I still think the coach is finding his feet at Arsenal. And I reckon Spurs are in a bit of a comfort zone at the moment. They know that they are contenders from the league. Mourinho's got them going. I really think Spurs are going to win the London derby.
Okay, fighting talk. What does the Chelsea fan say? Because I'm a bit more reserved. I think that Arteta's going to play very defensively, make sure he doesn't lose the game, and then it can get frustrating to break a side down. So I'm thinking a score draw. But what does OG think?
Listen, I watched that Arsenal game yesterday, and they definitely played much better than they have in the league so far. But Mourinho's also got that Spurs side firing, on all cylinders. It's going to be a tough one, but I think that it's a tough one to call. But I think Spurs might edge this one by 2-1. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You're right.
Yeah, well, I had Nigel, who's our current leader.
It's interesting because he's obviously had very good weeks and very bad weeks.
Yeah, he's had very good weeks. Had very bad weeks. He's not really far up in the table. He's within the 70th percentile. But I mean, there are days where he's like really kicking butt.
Well, I need to do something. I mean, so I'm sure you guys feel the same, Barney. You need to do something. But the problem is, where do you risk it? We're trying to keep our powder dry, as it were, waiting for a double game weekend to play triple captains and stuff. But in the meantime, you steadily drop it. We're steadily dropping off the pace.
Yeah.
I think, Neil, I reckon you need a back release. I reckon you should stick with him. He's bound to do something special. I reckon, he's that good a player. I think you've got to maybe just be loyal to Grealish for a while.
Does anyone know what will happen since this game is not being played? Will it be postponed, and what will happen with the points?
It's going to be rescheduled, but the question is, when is it going to be rescheduled? So again,
why was it?
Newcastle had well, it's in training. The Newcastle training centre had a bad COVID case.
Outbreak.
Okay. So out of safety. But to answer your question, I mean, I looked at that because OG's probably the same. I keep looking because remember that both Manchester clubs, and there's another club as well, I think it might be Villa, still have to make, and Burnley have to play catch-up games.
Yeah.
But I looked, that's not happening in December or January or February. So it's a long time before that's going to happen. So, we've got to be patient.
Yeah. I think our Manchester United friends are losing a lot of patience with their coach. Yeah. It'll be very interesting to see how long he lasts.
OG just laughs like I do.
Yeah, I'm also like trying to keep that laugh.
I secretly enjoy their misery. So just seeing them have a meltdown on social media just brings a sense of joy to me, which is probably not nice for them. But a lot of my Man United friends definitely not loving life under Ole at the moment.
Well, they're a one-man team in terms of Fernandes. If it's not Fernandes, it's bust. And Klopp keeps telling me we need to buy Fernandes. And I said, well, he is doing the job. But the thing is that, he's in a bad side or a side that's not clicking. So, if it wasn't for his penalties, he wouldn't exactly be accumulating a lot of points.
Correct.
Well, he did get 10 points last week.
No, he keeps getting points, but it's him that gets the points.
Yeah, but you see, for me, it's not just about a player on a particular week. It's about the consistency that they bring throughout the Premier League. Every week, they're bringing in points, and those points count for something. If you've got players who 1 week are getting 0 or 3 weeks in a row are getting 0 and then 1 week getting 16, it makes no difference to your team. It just keeps letting your team down. And for me, I'm looking for that consistency. And for me, Bruno's doing well.
Okay, I wanted to quickly, OG's going to hit a shot. So I'm looking, we've got your Lucky Strikers team up here. So Zaha's a problem for you at the moment. You're a bit like us in so much as Son hasn't quite fired the last 4 games. That's been frustrating for our own team. Yeah. And then just up front, Calvert-Lewin and Rodrigo. I'm worried about the Everton, OG. The Everton bubble might have burst. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they started like a house on fire, and at some point it was gonna come. I didn't think it would come this soon, though. And I think mentally it might also be affecting the players because they were cruising those first couple of games, and once they hit the wobble, it seems they finding it difficult to fight back.
Yeah, then Barney, you agree?
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Everton look like they're on the downward spiral at the moment. There's no doubt about that. I think my coach OG is going to have a serious look at our squad again.
Yeah, I mean, you guys look a little bit in trouble there because you've got people on the bench who might not be playing. You've got people on your team who might not be playing. So quite a few transfers that you guys might have to make. So you'll end up spending quite a few points or having to use your free hit or wild card.
Well, you're right. Leeds, you've got the Leeds defender Dallas, who's been a real strong point. Salah's reliable. I also had Rodrigo for a time. He's frustrating because he doesn't seem to get the game time from Bielsa. He sticks with Bamford most of the time. So he's not always somebody who plays 90 minutes. Yeah, so it's tough. But as you say, it's just a question of when you move. We got a bit lucky last week because we discussed the Everton situation and we sold Rodriguez. We said, you know, he started great, but now at 7 point whatever million he's becoming expensive at only 2 points every week. So we did a double sale. We got rid of Rodriguez and bought in KDB. So now at least we've got Kevin De Bruyne playing for us. It cost us a bit of money, but I think it was the right move because Rodriguez, I think he got 2 points again they lost again Everton at home.
And I'm not convinced about Man City players at the moment. So I'm kind of still in my individual team. I'm staying away from them because I'm just not sure who he's going to play and if they're playing. You know, I mean, when I say they're playing, they're actually putting that. What do we call it in South Africa? Gears in.
Yeah.
But it is very difficult, Barney, because. You know, even a side who's the most consistent side at the moment is probably Chelsea, but then you can play Chelsea players and they might only play for 60 minutes or they might not even be in the starting lineup. So it's tough.
Neil, that's a problem with these big clubs and the big squads that they got. You just never know who's going to play, do you? I mean, there are no certainties. That is a problem. I do think Man City are going to start getting better now. I really do.
They should do. Okay,
I mean,
guys.
you mentioned Kevin De Bruyne, and at the start of the season, obviously, I mean, I think he was one of the favorites, you know, having looked at what last season was like, but he's had a slow start, but it seems like he's really picking up now and enjoying the game once again.
I think they're at home against Fulham. I think they're at home against Fulham this weekend. So again, I know Fulham beat Leicester last weekend.
They can't do it again.
5?
They're going to win by 5.
Well, I hope so, but I hope they score. I mean, but it is luck of the draw. Sometimes your side wins 4-0 and the particular player you've got makes no contribution at all. It's like frustrating.
Very true.
Okay, do you want any more questions from the lads?
No, I think I'm covered. It's actually good to have you guys. I'm glad that we could have this chat. I was worried because we hadn't heard from you for so long, but I'm quite glad to have you back.
It's fantastic to be back on your show and so good to see Neil again. It really, really is great. And my mate OG, my coach. In OG I trust. So OG will turn our squad around. I have no doubt.
OG, you can't be in the bottom percentile.
No, listen, we're definitely making a comeback. There's still a lot to play for this season. And we definitely on the comeback trail. Watch out for us.
Well, you've got to be careful as a coach. You've got to be careful as a coach because we now know Ernst Middendorf is back in South Africa. So, you know, he could pick up any job. Ernst is going to do them all.
Yeah. The bus stopped in Maritzburg.
Anyway, I just got to tell you guys as well that my recovery is going great. So I've been talking to Marcel and to Julia, who's done a fantastic job recovering for me. But next week, Friday, not tomorrow or today, but next week, Friday, I'm back at Super Sport. So I think it's been quite a good recovery. It'll be just under 6 weeks. And I'm ready to get back for a couple of Euroconnects before Christmas.
That's great.
We look forward to having you back, Neil.
Thanks,
Neil.
But lastly, before I let you guys go, I just want to remind everyone that's watching that our league is still going. So if you are playing fantasy Premier Football, you can still join the league. I see that there are more people joining today, which is fantastic. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear what you're doing in your teams, because it helps us as well with the, you know, with structuring our own teams.
If we drop out of the top 30, are we allowed to leave the league?
No.
Oh.
No, you're not.
No.
What kind of person?
I'm just saying, I mean, at one stage we were like 11th or something. We're now 28th. It's crisis time.
No, but it's still a long season. There's still going to be transfers.
Yeah.
A lot can happen.
No, and those double game weeks are going to be massive, massive. You play triple. If you pick the right triple captain in a double game week,
it can change your entire season.
It changes everything.
Anyway, thanks guys. It's been great seeing you.
Enjoy.
Thank you, guys.
OG, thank you, Barney. Give kisses
Will
to
do.
one person. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a wonderful sporting weekend.
Thank you.